Hey guys, what is up? Shadowlands back for another quick live comm today. Actually, it's not quick at all, but today I wanted to do a video about if I ruled combat arms. I was watching one of Tanner Pro's videos, and they said, what can you change about combat arms? Now, see, I'm ambitious. I don't want to change combat arms. I want to rule it. I want to be the king. So here's what I would do, and I've got this big list of things. I'm going to explain each one of them. First thing, and this is possibly the most wanted thing, one of like the top three, is that more selections for game customization. If I owned combat arms, I would make it so you could customize your own set rules down to the gun. You could ban individual guns if you want to. Like even different variants, not just like a series. Like you could ban each individual gun if you want to. And you could set it to your rules, and people could like click view rules on the right side of the room and like see that. And then like also include general rules like no semi-automatic snipers, since I know next one will probably never do that. Like have rules for like no semi-auto snipers, no full auto pistols, or maybe on a really far reach do like a default only rule. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be really neat. Also, I would go back to making specs high rank again. It used to be, for those of you who played back in like 2009, 10, all those good days, specs were really high rank things like Major, LTC. They were really high rank things, and I would go back to doing that because I'm sick of seeing, I don't care if it's in core or not, I'm sick of seeing first lieutenants, second lieutenants, although they had access to some things, running around with like turrets and airstrikes. It pisses me off. I ran into 4 airstrikes today, not consecutively, but a lot. That really pissed me off. Another thing is I would lower the EXP rates back to what they were in 2008, 2009, or maybe even lower. I would lower it to like a 200 to 300 EXP average per elim game, and maybe make like Elim Pro like a 400 EXP game. Like I'm seeing people walking out of games with 1,000 plus EXP. In fact, half of my games are like that just because I usually go more than 2.0. And I mean, that's pathetic. In an Elim Pro game, I usually go maybe 1.5. I don't go quite as high, but I mean, in a typical Elim game, I'll go 2.0 and I will get that. I used to think Backstar was crazy for saying, oh, I always go 2.0 plus, and that's I consider it a bad game if I don't. And at the time, I really thought that he was just being cocky because that's what it sounded like. But after really kind of getting the hang of the game, I mean, I can see what he was talking about, and I think a little bit better of him now because of that. Backstar's got a lot of lovers and unfortunately a lot of haters too, but that's just what comes with being a YouTuber. And at first I thought he was being cocky, but now that I really had a chance to experience it, I see what he meant by that. I'm in the same position now as he was then. And probably would still technically be if he were to come back, but anyway. Also, this is really common. This has been since the start of the game, since the first NX weapon they released. Charge less. On Team Fortress 2, a sniper, $5 at most. Like, that's like really expensive for a sniper in TF2 or something like that. Now, granted, I haven't played TF2 for like 2 years, so, or something like that. So, yeah, they may have changed things. But anyway, balance it. I mean, really, charge less for a gun. No one wants to pay that much for a gun, but also to counterbalance that, because right now some NX gear is really a whole lot better than the GP gear. First of all, I would make it more like CA Russia. If you guys play CA Russia, an MK16 Scarl at point blank is a 6 to 7 shot kill. They purposely make it so guns don't do that much damage, and although the stats are really kind of a blatant lie in that instant, one-shot kill snipers, it's a bell curve. And I know I'm getting mathy here again now that I think about it, but it's more like a bell curve. Things that are supposed to be one-shots will one-shot. A Tango would not be a one-shot kill in CA Russia. Now granted, I haven't played CA Russia since forever, so if they've released a Tango and it actually is a one-shot kill, I wouldn't know. But from what I've seen, guns that don't have 100 power will not one-shot kill. Also, damage drop-offs are much, much, much lower on CA Russia. They do less damage at close range, but they do about that same amount of damage at long range, so the actual drop-off is pretty low. Even though the stats kind of lie blatantly, but so yeah, that's just kind of important. I would balance the gun. I would balance the guns, and I mean the reason I would do that and make everything do less damage is mostly because everything would be like, I hate it when I go around the corner and it's like 3 shots will kill me. I hate that. I hate that so much because that's just like, most guns don't have enough recoil within the first 3 shots to actually miss at medium ranges or even sometimes longer ranges. And unless you're using like an AK-47 or something, but guns have high enough damage like the SOT mod, 3 to 4 shots, you're dead, that's it. 6 to 7 shots, 5 shots maybe, would be more like it for me. Next is I would make a couple of different kinds of servers. I would make a server where you can only use GP guns, period. GP gear, GP everything, nothing NX at all. I would also say, and default gear obviously I guess, but I would also make a server for high ranks only, like Major and up, like really high ranks only. I would also make a server for high KDRs only, like 1.5 plus, and new guns would come out every 2 weeks or something. Now with the new guns, I would never make an NX gun without a GP variant. Now obviously the GP variant wouldn't be quite as good as the NX variant, and if there's an NX rare epic to accompany it, I would obviously make that a little bit better even, but I would always accompany the two. However, some GP guns would not have NX variants. Now the reason I do that is because GP needs to have some perk to it so that NX users will still want to use GP for something, because right now you see people just build up millions and millions and millions of GP and they don't do anything with it, and it's just kind of a waste. So having guns like the Tango is really unique so that people can go and spin that. And other guns like the FS2000 and the F2000 Tactical, they act so differently. Some people with the Tactical like me will even go back and use the FS2000 sometimes because it's so different. And also it's a good way to test out NX variant guns, so yeah. NX guns will have GP variants, not all GP variants will have NX guns, if that makes sense to you guys. Also, let's see, what else did I have on my list here? First of all, I would also take off the renewing demonics. I mean, as much as I want my Andromalius for Perm, I don't want that for everyone. I mean, I would easily forgo getting it myself to say no one gets it. I would much rather have a game where not everyone's running around with a fucking Orthus or some ridiculous demonic. The Andromalius, the only reason I want to renew that and not my Orthus, because if you guys know, if you've seen my inbox recently, I show it in some of my videos. I have all of the demonics except the Azazel revived, and honestly that is one I don't really care about. I prefer to have the regular Azazel because I think it looks cooler, and I just like the regular Azazel better. But, so, yeah, no renewing demonics. That's just completely stupid. That was a complete money whore thing for Nexon, and while it may have been a good idea temporarily, they're going to lose a lot of people in the long run because the game just becomes so unplayable. And I mean, not even immediately, like, I wouldn't even say within the next year and a half. I'd say long time from now, they're really going to screw themselves over by releasing things that they can't take back. Or if they do take it back, they're going to make a lot of people angry, and people will leave the game because of that reason. So either way, they're digging themselves a pit, and they need to put their shovel down soon. So that was just another shovel in the ground for that. Finally, and this is something that I think is pretty unique, I've never heard any other YouTuber say this, but I would actually like it to allow all A to Z cases, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, etc., all the way, all the alphabet cases to be on sale all the time. Now, I realize when they release a new one, it's going to go on sale for a while, like for 1600 NX versus the 2000 it's normally on. And I would like it if, like, once a week, they would put one of them on sale. Like, one of them would be on sale per week, and it would just randomly rotate around. Like, you could even theoretically have one for 2 weeks if the lots come up that way. On the sale for 2 weeks if it comes up that way. But have them on sale all the time, so everyone always has access to all the weapons. I mean, you're still paying money for them, so you're not losing money. In fact, you might make more money because people can get the guns they want when they want them. And since it's cases, they're going to keep buying those cases until they get what they want. So even economically, that sounds like it would make sense to me from a business point of view. Now, I'm not a business major or anything, but that just seems like it would make sense. The next thing is another thing I've never heard any other YouTuber complain about, and this was brought up to me a while ago by both Centrix in my clan and Transmitted. Centrix is TS admin for any of you guys who don't know. He was the one that got his account hacked a while back, and he got it back, thank God. And it was completely intact, so that was awesome. But anyway, so grats to him on that. But basically, fix the damn M92FS Elite Fire Rate bug. The only variant of the M92FS that is not one of the GP, like gold variants or whatever, NX gold variant, whatever it is, the only variant people use besides that is the M92FS Elite if they have access to it. The reason being is because it has a fire rate bug. You can fire the gun as fast as you want. It doesn't have a cap to the fire rate. If you don't believe me, take a laptop or anything that has like a button that you can click, and this is a lot of you guys ask, like, how do you tap fire so quickly? I actually don't use my mouse. I hold my my button. Yes, I hold my ass when I do this. No, and I can just like tap my hand like as fast as I want like that, and I can get hundreds of taps out like within seconds. I can do like 50 in like 10 seconds. I can do it really fast. But yeah, and you'll see that you can fire that thing like an assault rifle. You can put a G36 or SOP mod to shame if you do that. I saw one guy, he did something really similar with another video game. It wasn't Combat Arms, but he took a sewing machine, put his laptop under, it ruined his laptop and it was retarded, but it was an old laptop, but he just had it click, and it clicked something like 300 times in like 10 seconds or something like that, and he had it up to a really high rate, and it counted like, what, 290 of them out of the 300 hits, and just doing that yeah, you can do stuff like that. I mean, not that I would actually ever recommend you doing that. Don't do that unless you're planning on making a video of it showing it to me. But I mean, because I wouldn't believe you, first of all, and second of all, I'd want to see it. But yeah, so there's the bug with that. Now, not a lot of people actually abuse it because it's such a low power gun anyway, but it's still an issue, and it's pissed me off for a long time, even though I kind of purposely abuse it sometimes myself just to have fun. And also say, hi, I killed you with an M92 FS model. Finally, they did this at first, but not as much as I would even have liked them to do it. Make demonics actually difficult to get. Demonics are so easy to get now. In fact, they're giving them out for free. At first, it was relatively difficult to get them. Now, everyone and their mother, brother, father, son, every person has these demonics. And with the demonic renewals, that's just ruining the game. Now, I know that's been said a million times, I'm saying it 1,000,001, get over it. But, it's true, I would change that. Finally, I would never, ever sell NX rares for Perm. Ever. I don't care how much money I think I would make off it. I would put the game before that. Never sell NX rares for Perm. Or epics for that matter. The Mist Ultimate, whatever it was called, the thing that gave you like a free Perm epic. A couple of people bought that. I think that was retarded. Yeah. Another thing is sell GP Perms more often, like maybe once a month even, but sell them at a higher price, like 120k. And don't just, I mean, I would agree that you should only sell GP standard guns, not GP rare guns. The L9 Gile was a little unique, and I agree that they should have sold that because it's such a high rank gun, and it was so expensive. Not a lot of people were able to buy it. I was unique with a very small number of people that I was able to get it. Those are special because that's a way to reward really high-ranking people, and I appreciate that, I really do. And also, it's not the best gun in the world, it's just a lot of fun to use, so I really appreciate that being sold. Nexon made a great move with that on my part, on my opinion, whatever. So yeah, maybe at a higher price. I wouldn't even mind if it was a little bit higher than that, like 150k. Even 200k to 300k, that's getting a little up there, but I can see that being plausible. But sell them more often so people can get a chance, and let people know that when the dates they're going to be released, but don't tell them what they are, so it's kind of like a race to get them. But finally, I would hire a team of professionals to do nothing but ban players. Now, don't take that the wrong way. When I say that, if you notice, GMs used to actually play combat arms. Like, they would play the games. They would make videos. We haven't seen a video by Nexon playing the game in forever. I think the last one was that hacker video or something, which was actually a real-life video, I think. But they used to make some videos. They used to actually play the game. You could see GMs around the game. You could talk to them, and it was kind of cool. You could have fun with them. They haven't done that for years. And I would have a pretty big team, bigger than the team they even had playing the game, like beta testers, that have the power, hold in-game banning power. Like, it's not like it's an immediate thing. They can right-click and say ban. And that I would make sure they were really good people, obviously. Those would be people I would hire personally, or appoint personally, because I would want them to be mature people. And maybe in some case do some research first. But if it was obvious like there was a hacker in the game, OPKing, they can click ban and it's done. Guy's gone. But that would be so useful. I'd also like them to make EMOD SE or regular, so that you can add people to a blacklist. If you can add people to the blacklist, they can't join your game ever. So yeah, and also it would alert you when they walk into the game. So if you have someone on your blacklist but you're not the mod, it will alert people to you. Now that I think would be useful. And you should have this power regardless of whether, actually no, you should have this, I take that back. Now that I really think about it, you should have that as just an EMOD or an SE mod. If regular mods did that, they could just ban everybody. So that'd be stupid. But anyway, I would make a rec server. And this is going to sound incredibly stupid to a lot of you guys, and I guarantee you I'm going to get some hate for this, but I'm saying this as a game developer myself. I would make a rec server where in-game hacks are actually installed into the server, so the people that just want to screw around with hacks can do that. They can go fly around the map if they want. They can go have an infinite fire rate, do whatever the crap they want to do with that. But that way, I feel like I've seen a lot of like actual younger kids doing it. The reason behind this is because I've seen a lot of younger kids actually messing around with hacks, and it's really not because they're trying to ruin the game or be trolls or anything. Now, I realize that makes up a large majority of the hackers in the game, but some kids really just want to screw around and try hacks. I mean, to be honest, they look like they'd be fun. I mean, I wouldn't know because I honestly have never hacked before, but I know some people will go out and admit to hacking, but I don't have anything to admit to, so I can't, even if I were to say that, I'd be lying. So anyway, my point is, I'd like to have a server where you don't have to have client-side hacks. You could just go and fly around and hack if you wanted to, do whatever, on like one server Like, just call it like the hack server or something. That'd be kind of cool, I think, where you could play around with that. So I realize I'm going to get some hate for that, and honestly, I don't care. That's my personal opinion. If they're not going to do that, then so be it. I understand it. I don't actually know of another single game on the face of the planet that lets you do that. From the developer's side. Like, I know there's mods for Minecraft and stuff and all that stuff, but I would never actually... I've never seen a game that actually does that, and actually I guess Counter-Strike does in some way, shape, or form. So does Nexies, but those are unique. The next thing I would do is make Fireteam a 16-man game. 8 is cool and all, and it's good for the small maps, but I'd like to have much, much bigger Fireteam maps, whether it's Nemexis Soldiers or Zombie. I like Battle at City Center. I feel like if they made a free roamer zombie game there, zombie apocalypse game, that would be fun. And if you made the zombies faster so they could actually catch up to you, that would be even cooler. And then have it be like a 16-man where you guys really got to think about what you're doing. That would then take over my life. That would become my new life. I swear to God, that would be my new life. And I think that's unique because I don't think I've ever heard any other CA YouTubers say that before either, or any YouTuber for that matter. Next, I would say make a lot more zombie maps. Make a lot more Fireteam maps. Those Fireteam and Hired Guns are the two most underused modes that get maps. They have so few maps, and when they get one released, it's just power leveled, and then it gets nerfed, and then it's no fun anymore. So, finally, I would increase. Well, not finally. I actually have a couple more. I would increase the player limit on maps to 24, regardless of the mode. I mean, 8v8's good and all, but I'd like to have a 12v12. I've seen games like MAG where you get 128 versus 128 battles going, 254 people on a map, and it's just chaos, and it's so much fun. It really imitates Warfare a lot more, and yeah, it's just so much more fun. Well, I keep saying finally. It's not finally. I have a few more things to say. I would make a lot more forgeable guns, and make it so you can uncustomize guns. So people that customize something realize they don't like it, and then they're like, okay, I should go, yeah. But you can't then. And you have to rebuy the gun, which is completely retarded in my opinion. So I would say I would like to be able to uncustomize guns, and that seems like something Nexon should be able to put into the game. Not that hard. Make more forgeable guns, make more like World War II guns. There's a lot more than like 10 World War II guns, guys, and I think it'd be great if they put more in. This is going to sound incredibly stupid. I'd like them to make the MZP and the XM25 like not suck. They say they do 60 damage or 55 damage. They don't. They do about 20 damage. They do nothing. And, I mean, the amount of damage they actually do is so small it makes them actually useless. Even on, like, Cabin Fever or Core, it doesn't even knock them back at all. And I say this as a person who has an MZP and who has seen my brother use the XM25 abusively. But make them not suck. That's all I'm asking. Finally, and I've seen so many YouTubers say this, but make the no specs thing, duty roster, not, like, for a... God, it's hard to... make it free past a certain rank. They haven't said that, but they said, like, change it, make it, like, not equipable, make it just a default thing. Well, I'm saying, make it like it's a past a certain rank, like you get E-mod for Permit Major 2. Make it something like that, except make it lower rank. Make it like a captain or even first lieutenant thing, I would say. Or actually, that wouldn't be a bad thing for, like, reaching second lieutenant, actually. I'd say that'd be a really cool thing for that. That should be, like, a fair thing that you get there. Like, the abilities early on, that's really cool. Also, allow unlimited custom game settings. Like, you know how with the SE mod you could set 2 rules, and E-mod you can only set 1, and regular mod room you can only set 1? Well, make it unlimited, because I said earlier that I'd like to be able to customize each individual gun, and I think that'd be really kind of cool to have. But also, because the SE mod would become slightly less, become more pointless, give it like an 8% EXP boost, except in Fireteam. Fireteam, there shouldn't be any EXP boost whatsoever. I feel like that should be a fun thing to play, not an EXP grinding kind of thing. I've hated that for the longest time. I love Cabin Fever because it's so much fun to play. I love Black Lung for the same reason. I enjoy Desert Thunder a little bit. I like Desert Fox quite a bit, but I don't care about the EXP. Just play the damn game. People are getting obsessed with EXP, and I think if this game wasn't so big about ranks, then people would actually be enjoying the game more. We wouldn't even have so bad of a hacker problem now as we do. So, final couple of things. One, make zombies not retarded in Fireteam. Make zombies not retarded. It's pretty easy. I don't need to explain that. Make more Hired Guns maps. Make more Fireteam maps. That's pretty easy too. Balance the EXP in Fireteam and Hired Guns. I already kind of said that. And make more customizations to guns, like grips for recoil, and like I don't know, just stuff like that. I really couldn't think of any more than just the grips for recoil example, but I'm sure there's more you guys could think of. Or like increase the length of the barrel or something, I don't know, think of something, and make it do something to the gun. But finally, and this is my real final point, nerf the shit out of the Orthus and the Maxes. Those two guns don't deserve to be in the game at all. I know people are going to hate me for that, and I don't care. They need to be gone. They don't even need to be in the game. The dual Scorpions are okay because they have really high recoil and they're really high spread, so they're really only useful point blank. The damage drop off is shit, and I mean, it's just like, you really gotta be point blank to even make those things useful, and pray for a headshot, which I guess is kind of okay to some extent. And also they run out of ammo really fast, so, and the reload is pretty long, so I'm not too worried about that. But the Orthus and Maxes are ungodly. I don't think I need to explain any more on that. That was my last point for this video. I know it's been really freaking long, but I haven't done a super long video in a long time, so I wanted to do one. Thank you guys for watching. This is my 10 reasons for why Kirk is better than Picard shirt. I love this shirt. I'm a Picard fan, and everyone always hates me for that. There's also a blue shirt that says 10 reasons Picard is better than Kirk, and I think that's bullshit. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Shadowlance out.